new tutorial for you today. I really wanted to just use these new guys here from Catrice, which are the Velvet Matte eyeshadows, which I've been dying to get for ages. And I also have some new bits from Makeup Atelier to show you as well, but I will be doing a separate video on these again in the future. I was in love with this purple eyeshadow from Catrice and I really wanted to use it for you. And yeah, just keep watching the video anyhow to see how I did the look and what it comprises of and all that kind of stuff. So thanks a million, guys. So I will be starting on the eyes as usual when it comes to a dark eye makeup look, but I wanted to apply a moisturising base to my face first. I'm going to use this Makeup Atelier Paris moisturising base. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's called. So this is, I think, slightly illuminating. And I'll just pop that all over. It kind of has a funny smell. It smells very, I don't know, like cucumber or something. It's really strange. That feels gorgeous on the skin. So I'm just going to let that settle in for a wee while we get onto the eyes. And I'm going to start off with a primer or an eye base. This is a Clinique, it's called Touch Base for Eyes, number 26 Canvas Light. Mine is starting to dry out a little bit, so you might see that it's kind of cracking, but let's see if we can work with it anyhow. So now I get to use these guys, which I finally got my mitts on, and it's the Catrice Velvet Matte eyeshadows. So I got 4 of the 6 available. I got this guy here, which is Vanillity Fair, so it's like the highlight or the like creamy white colour. Then I got this gorgeous kind of purpley colour. This one is called Burgundy, number 40. It's such a cool colour. I also got this pink one, which I've been loving as an inner corner highlight. And it is Pink Up Girls, number 20. And then finally I got number 30 Jump Up and Brown, which is more of a taupe really. Now they did have kind of a bluey colour and a grey. They're just colours I wouldn't use very often, so I didn't bother with them. But I'm just going to start off anyhow and apply this as my highlight. These are mattes, but they have such a gorgeous texture. They are exactly kind of what they say. They're more velvet-like textures, you know, closer to maybe satin. But they're not really shimmery, they are quite matte, but you know, it goes on more like a satin, just lovely and smooth. So I'll just pop a little bit of that on the inner corner as well to brighten up. Then next, I think I'll go into the pinky colour and apply that on the inner third or so of my upper lid. And while I have this out, I'm actually just going to use it as like a transition colour. So someone was asking me in my last video, or in one of my last videos, what a transitionary colour is. It's basically just a colour that marries the very lightest colour, which is your like highlight, and your darker colours. So it just helps the dark transition up into the light. So it's not just like dark, then like line and bright or white or light. Then I'm going to move on to this beautiful shade, the purpley one, and pick that up with my brush. Tap off excess and just pack that in place. So you do get a little bit of fallout with these, which is obviously why I'm leaving my base till last. Although I probably could have tapped away a little bit more excess because there seemed to be a lot on the brush. A good tip for cleaning up fallout under the eye is to get one of these little cotton discs and get either eye cream or even like the lotion that I used earlier on, and use that to remove the fallout. Because you don't have to, it's not like eye makeup remover that you kind of have to, you know, cleanse off or remove to apply your makeup over it again. But this will still remove the fallout really well, and you can just apply your makeup straight away on, but it does take it off. So now I'm just going to put down a tissue because I want quite a straight or a strong line. And I'm going to pick up the purple with this blending brush, tap off plenty of the excess. And just go back and forth, hitting off the tissue, which will give you that really lovely sharp line. And then just without the need for the tissue, I'm going to apply a little bit of that purple slightly higher up onto the crease, just so it's a little bit more visible. And then clean off your brush. Then I want to try a little bit of this taupe colour next, so I'll pick up a little bit of that with the tip of my brush and just apply that a little bit over the purple. Just going to clean off my brush again. You can get a clean brush if you want, but I'm just too lazy and this will work fine. And then I'm going to pop back into my pink and use that above that. So soften that out even more. I'm not worrying about this not being you know, perfect on the outer corner, because I actually just wanted to do that to mark out the angle for my eyeliner rather than have a perfect wing with eyeshadow. Next I'm going to go back into some of that purple and just pack a little bit more on here because I think I lost some in the blending. And I am moving on to a clean brush for this one just because my other eyeshadow one is filthy. Just pick up more of the pink and just apply it there again on the inner corner and drag it over into the purple. So now I'm going to use the NYX liquid eyeliner, which I'm absolutely in love with since I got it, and just use that to line my upper lids. I'm just using a small mirror for this as usual. I'm pretty much just going to follow the line that I created with the eyeshadow. So the reason behind this is so that there's no eyeshadow below that line. I just wanted it to be very clean underneath the line, still a little bit smoky above the line. And it does make applying the eyeliner pretty easy as well. So before I go on with the eyes, I'm going to apply some under eye concealer. This is by Makeup Atelier Paris again. It's one of their liquid concealers. The colour is FLWA1Y. Just apply that underneath there and then buff it out with a brush. And this is a yellow based shade that I was sent, so it's really good for counteracting any purple tones under the eye, which I absolutely have. And I think when you're using purple as eyeshadow, you definitely want to make sure you do cover any purple tones in the rest of the eye area, because if you do have purple discoloration, wearing purple eyeshadow will just accelerate it. It will just make it seem more obvious. And also just put a little bit along the nose, that whole central panel of the face, because I think it's just really brightening. So now I'm going to apply a little bit more of that taupey colour underneath the lower lash line. I wanted to put the concealer on before I did this, because sometimes if you conceal after you've done the under eye eyeshadow, it's too harsh of a line and you generally eat up into the eyeshadow as well with concealer. So just like that, more concentration on the outer corner. I'm going to pull this up a little bit. I'm almost giving myself a double wing, but it's quite subtle because it's with the eyeshadow. Then for mascara, I'm going to apply my Max Factor Clumptify by False Lash Effect mascara. So it's just one of these kind of banana ones like that. It's quite defining, which most of the clump free ones are, but it does offer decent volume as well. So I'm just going to run that through the lashes and kind of pulling them out towards the outer corner. Do the same on the bottom as well. Now that my eyes are done, I'm going to jump onto my foundation. If you're wondering why I haven't done my eyebrows yet, I like to do that after I've powdered my face, just because I think powder can sometimes cover the eyebrows if you do them before you know, you finish off your base. But I'm going to use my Catrice Nude Illusion makeup. I'm loving this. I got the lightest colour, which is Nude Ivory number 10. And one pump should be enough on the back of my hand. I'm going to apply it just using any brush. This is the MAC 132. I'm going to spread that all over. I'm not going to worry too much about blending it in yet because I'm going to use my beauty blender for that. This gives a gorgeous, like it's called a luminous matte finish, which might sound a little bit contradictory, but it does. It gives like kind of like a satin or a velvety finish. So it's not full on matte, but it's not particularly very shiny either. And I'm too lazy to go into the bathroom to wet my beauty blender, so what I'm just going to do is get a thermal water spray and spritz it, well, fairly dampen it, and then just squeeze that in tissue so it's not too wet, and then I'm just going to bounce that all over my base. And what I love about this foundation is that my skin still looks like skin afterwards. You know, it evens out a fair bit, but you know, it doesn't look mask-like by any means. So it is more of a light to medium coverage. I definitely need to cover my blemishes though with a concealer. So what I'm going to use for that is another Makeup Atelier product, and this is their light concealer palette. They do it in a few different colours. I'm just going to use the second colour in, which is more of a yellowy colour, on my blemishes and any redness anywhere around the face. It's a really lovely creamy concealer, so I'm interested to see how it'll last. I have another foundation on the way, so I'm going to wait till I get the foundation before I do any more videos on these products, but I will be doing a review in the near future. And I still like to go back into my beauty blender even after applying the concealer and just bounce it over the whole lot again. And because these concealers have such a lovely like emollient creamy feel to them, I'm going to give it a go underneath the eye as well, because I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. I'm going to go into that centre colour, which is more on the peach side. So it actually looks very like the Bobbi Brown light peach corrector colour when it's on. And I might need to go over it with another colour if it's a bit too peach once it's blended out, but we'll see. I'm just being careful not to go too close to the eyeshadow, but I don't need to go too close to the eyeshadow because there was already concealer there. So that's covered the darkness pretty well. Just to brighten it a little bit more, I'm going to go into the first colour, which is a much brighter, slightly more pink colour. And just put that on the very inner, like, triangle, the darkest area there in my inner corner. The under eye area. And then to set all that in place, I'm going to use my loose Chanel powder. So this gives a gorgeous, like again, kind of a radiant matte finish to the skin. It doesn't totally flatten the skin, but it does mattify any unwanted shine. And I'm going to use my favourite powder brush, which is the Real Techniques blush brush. So now that my base is finished, I can do my eyebrows, and I'm just going to brush them up and over first with a spoolie or just a mascara wand. And then I'm going to use the Archery Brow Tint and Precision Shaping Pencil. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Brow Tint and Precision Shaping Pencil. So I like to use the marker side, which is the brow tint side, to kind of get my shape in first. Because the pencil side is a bit bulky. It's, you know, you don't get a very fine line with it by any means, but it fills in the eyebrow pretty well. And I like the tint for doing the top of the eyebrow as well, because I find sometimes pencils can be almost too harsh up there. And the fine marker tip on this side as well is very good at mimicking hairs because it's such a tiny wee nib. Then with that much done, I can go on to the pencil side, which is a twist up, and then just fill in the centre of the eyebrows, just so there's no like gaps showing through. For contour, I'm going to use my beloved NYX Top Blush and a Real Techniques contour brush. And just contour lightly, it doesn't need to be heavily contoured. And I'll just do my usual nose contour as well. And soften that with my face brush, just so it's not very obvious. Then for blusher, I'm going to try this Makeup Atelier pressed powder blush in beige orange, but it's not particularly orangey. I'm just going to use my contour brush again, pick some up, but I'm going to dab it off onto the tissue because it looks quite strong. It's more of a coral rather than an orange, like a pinky coral. And just lightly apply that to the cheeks. And then as a cheek highlight, I'm just going to try this guy. I'm not sure how it'll turn out, but I'm going to pop some of the Catrice Pinky shade just onto the very high point of my cheeks. I actually quite like how that looks. I don't know, can you tell? Definitely looks pink, but it does catch the light as well. Then to finish off the look, I'm going to apply some lip pencil. This is a Catrice colour in What Rose Would Do. It's just a really pretty pink. And I'm going to finish off everything with this gorgeous Bourjois Shine Edition lipstick in the colour Rose XOXO number 24. I'm really loving this colour recently. So it's just a really gorgeous, pretty, kind of vintagey pink. So that finishes off the look for today. So I hope you liked the look as always, guys. There will be a full list of products as usual below and on the blog, and there'll be more pictures on the blog as well. So I'll just chat to you all in my next video. So long, guys.